Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today, and we are talking about day 4 of my weight loss journey. And this journey started on January 1st, day 1, and the goal is to lose approximately 18 pounds for me, and I'll get into that in a sec. And it's based on this book called The 100-Day Diet. Now, I wrote this book a couple years ago, and it detailed my journey of losing weight. So I had been struggling to lose weight for several years, and then finally did some research. And the research was into the science behind how the body loses weight. And as I understood the physiology and the science, then I was able to apply that. Now, I read some and watched some testimonials as well. And those testimonials were very powerful because they affirmed what I was reading. And so I understood how the body used fuel, how it uses sugar and fat, how diet plays a part in that, how lifestyle plays a part in that. So it's complicated in a way because there's a number of different factors involved in it, but also it became very simple for me. Every week I was losing a pound or two, and sure enough, after 100 days, I had lost 32 pounds, and that was significant for me. Having wanted to get in better shape for a long period of time, that did a lot for me physically, mentally, confidence-wise. It really made a big difference. So let's go over to day 4, which is yesterday. And I'm just going to show you my goal. So I started here January 1st at 210.5. And then these are my data points off the digital scale I have behind me. Now I'll do a podcast and live video on weighing yourself at some point, and I'll link these videos together. But for now, January 2nd, 206.6, and then the most recent plot point, which was yesterday, 204.5. Now, the weight's coming off pretty quick here, and what you can sometimes expect is quick weight loss when you start to change your diet. It doesn't have to be a radical change, but if you start to reduce the amount of sugar, carbohydrate in your system, what will happen is some water will be excreted with it. There's sugars stored in the muscle called glycogen, and the glycogen will start to release to mobilize as fuel. And then as the glycogen releases from the muscle, then a lot of electrolytes and water go out with it. So make sure you're drinking enough water, you're taking some electrolyte tablets, and I'll put a link in the show notes as far as which tablets I like on Amazon. And then just keep an eye on how you feel and the foods you're eating. Yesterday I had a much better day. I'm going to show you that in a second. So my goal is to get to 192. Carb Manager, which is the app I'm using here, says that I'll get there in May. So it could take 5 months, and so I'll have to be patient. And one of the things I want to do is gain some muscle mass as well. So not only do I want to lose weight, but I want to get stronger and more defined and run faster, because I love running. So I want to run faster. Or I'll qualify for one of the major marathons down the road, like London or Berlin or Tokyo, one of those, New York City, or Boston. So those are the some of the benefits of doing that. There's this bar graph right here button in the goals section of Carb Manager. I like this plot button right here, plot graph. And what I found last time when I used this is the points went up and down, above and below the trend line. So this really helped me to see that I was on the right track. So I would recommend using these plot points. You will get some fluctuations, but you'll also get to see what the average is or the trend downward for you. So that's very encouraging. Okay, so my goal to get below 192, and there is a place where Carb Manager estimates how long it's going to take. I think it might be Insights, but I won't get into that today. Now, if we go over to the daily log, and it'll just take a sec to switch over there, what you're going to see is this is my summary from yesterday. So first, let's get into the food I ate, then we'll come back up to the top here. And again, I'd highly recommend you use Carb Manager because it's a wonderful app to keep everything together and to affirm you're doing the right things. So for breakfast, I had a smoothie, and this was to break my fast at 11 a.m. So I fast from 7 p.m. to 11 a.m. And at 10:34 actually, I had this almond milk, and it was unsweetened. It was 1 cup. It was the base of my smoothie. 0 carbs, 1 protein, 2.5 fat, 30 calories in that. I had PB2 peanut butter protein with chocolate in it, 15 grams of that, 5.8, 4.6, 1.2, 58. It says keto grade limit, so you don't want to eat too much of this, but I like the flavor of it, and it's fairly natural. So I really like that food. I put that in my smoothies. There's a red superfood from red vegetables and red fruit. I put that in my smoothie. That has no carbs and no calories. There's a green one I like too, and I'll be showing you that when I do a video on making a smoothie. But I like the red one and the green one. This day I used the red one. And then I used probiotic. I put 2 capsules, 25 billion each capsule in my smoothie, so 50 billion. And that's good for your gut and how your digestive system works. Very important in the weight loss process. So that's a little bit more advanced, but I do like to have a probiotic, and I encourage you to have one too. Now, make sure you check with your healthcare provider before you make any changes, because what's right for me may not be right for you. But if you do check in with your healthcare provider, you just want to make sure you're not doing anything like taking a probiotic when you shouldn't be because you're doing something else. Now for lunch, what I did is I took some mayonnaise, I mixed it with some tuna, and the two combined 0 net carbs, 12.5 protein in the tuna, 7 plus 5 in the mayo, 12, and then 115 and 50, 165. Excellent snack for lunch. And I had this water, which was sparkling water, has stevia as a sweetener, so it had no significant measurements of macronutrients, but the stevia I find is one of the best sweeteners, the most natural one, as opposed to other types of sweeteners. So if you're going to drink anything with a sweetener or eat anything, that's the one, stevia, that I like the best. Coleslaw, 3.5 grams of carbs, net carbs, 2.4 protein, 0.2 fat, 29. It's keto grade friendly. I'd encourage you to get a bag of coleslaw. They come it's like cabbage shredded in a bag, and that's a good thing to have in your fridge at all times, because you can make a healthy salad in a few minutes like I did yesterday. I put some apple cider vinegar in there. I added some olive oil because I wanted to get my fats up versus the day before. So extra virgin olive oil, I added to that 5 milliliters. It has 4.6 grams of fat, but it doesn't have any carbs or protein, and 41 calories in there. And then I added some peanuts to my salad, 15 grams of peanuts, 2.4 net carbs, 3.3 protein, 7.5 fat, 93 calories. So it added some calories, it added some, it's going to add some fiber to it, because peanuts do have some fiber. Let's just take a look at that for a second. Let's see if I can click on that and get that one to come up. So 2.4 net carbs in peanuts. Total carbs were 3.6, fiber 1.2. So net carbs 2.4. So you subtract the total minus the fiber to give you the net amount. So that's something you do want to be paying attention to and tracking, is the net carbs. And I really like peanuts, but you have to use them in moderation, I find, because they do have a lot of calories in them. I had a piece of chocolate at the end of that lunch, 15 grams, has 6 net carbs, 1 protein, 6 fat. And then I did have a cracker and some cheddar cheese. Now those were later in the day. I'm going to adjust this because I might have made a mistake as far as when those were eaten. So I'm just going to put that in a snack. So you can make these adjustments at the end of your day or the next day. And I'm going to move this food over to a snack. And I'm going to move the cheddar over to a snack as well, right here. Okay, let's just move this guy over. Sorry, my computer's going a little slow because I'm recording. So sometimes it goes a little slow because the recording is using up a lot of memory, CPU, I should say, usage. So there we go. Okay, we'll go over that in a minute. So, and I had some vanilla with lunch as well, and one of those little containers of active yogurt. And so it has 10 net carbs, so it's just warning me to limit that food. 12 protein, 0 fat, 90 calories. I would eat this on a weekly basis, but not on a daily basis. And so here's my total breakdown for my lunch. So after fasting and eating a smoothie, then having that lunch was pretty healthy compared to the previous day. So I was happy about that. And then we go down to dinner. I had a multivitamin called Smarty Pants for adults. I had 3 soft chews, that's 9 net carbs, 0.8 fat, 53. You could probably find healthier multivitamins out there. I like these. But again, the 9 net carbs, gonna be careful of that, and that's why it's saying limit. I had some chocolate milk. It says avoid on that. I had half a cup, 6.5 net carbs, 7 protein, 2.3 fat, 75 calories. You don't want to be drinking too much of that. I do like the taste of it, but once in a while I have chocolate milk. I had some blue cheese and with a piece of bread, and you can see the macronutrients for that. Avoid the bread too much, but the cheese is okay. I had a burger, but just the patty, not in a bun. The burger, and that had a lot of calories, 450. I was surprised that one patty had so much, but no net carbs, which is interesting. 23 protein and 41 fat, and most of that saturated. We need some saturated fat, but you need monounsaturated fat too, and that's where the oil, adding that olive oil to the salad was important. I had 4 scallops, 6.1 net carbs, 23 protein, lots of protein in there, and 1 gram of fat, 126. I made a little bit of gravy with that burger, and quarter package, 4 grams of net carbs, 1, 1, and 30. Keto grade friendly, interesting, because you wouldn't think gravy is healthy for you, but here in the Carb Manager, that gravy is okay to eat on a regular basis. Had a few more peanuts, 1/5 of a cup, peanut butter and banana as a snack. And so that was kind of like a dessert thing. And I do like to mix the two together. It's warning me on the banana because there's a lot of net carbs there. But the peanut butter is okay. It was a natural peanut butter. And so 1.7, 2.2, 5.1, and 60. So that's how that breaks down. During the day, between meals, I had some coffee. My smoothie right here, I'm going to take that out because I showed you what I put in my smoothie, but sometimes you can group foods together and just do one entry. And I have that ability, but because I'm recording for you guys, I want to show you what's in my smoothie. So I'm just going to remove that so we don't duplicate. I had a homemade cookie, and it was a chocolate chip one. This isn't great to be eating regularly, but it's a small cookie, 75 calories, 9.6 net carbs, 0.8 protein, 4 fat. Okay, so that's what I had as one snack. And on another snack, I had black coffee with some heavy cream in it. The heavy cream or whipping cream is better than half and half for milk because it has lower net carbs. It has a little more fat, which is okay for us because of what we're trying to accomplish, and it has 48 calories. And then I had some butter. That butter was with the crackers, so we should move this to snack 3. Okay, so I'm just going to edit that over to snack 3 to get it in its right place. There's snack 3 right there. Save changes. Okay, for that butter, and we're going to go over that in 1 second. And I had that chocolate milk, 125 milliliters again. So 1 cup total yesterday. For a snack, I had some cheddar cheese. I had some butter. Butter is actually good for you. Has some saturated fat. Try to get organic butter, but 0 net carbs, 0.2 protein, 14 fat, and 126 calories. So good on the fat and higher on the calories. So having butter on a regular basis, I think is a good idea. Cheddar cheese, good, really good food for low carb. 2 net carbs, 8 protein, 9 fat, 120. Had those crackers I talked about earlier with this. Had a piece of chocolate, 2 squares, and some nacho chips. Now, you don't want to be eating the nacho chips too often. I like to have a square or 2 of chocolate each day, but make sure it's dark chocolate. And the 10 nacho chips, 18.3 net carbs, 2.1 protein, 6.2 fat, and 142 calories. So that was my third snack. So I had a few snacks yesterday, 2 meals. I broke my fast in the morning at 11 with a smoothie. So this was a pretty good day. I swam, I went to the gym, I was swimming. I did about 10 to 15 minutes of lap swims and 164 calories. And then I walked a lot yesterday, 7401, just doing normal daily, like walking, doing stuff. We went skating later in the day. I guess I could enter skating right here because we went for about 20 minutes ice skating. So let's see if I can get that in, because that'll be interesting. Usually I let my watch do most of the entries for me, but I'm going to put in ice skating right there. So there we go. Ice skating, yeah, right there. It wasn't really fast, so we'll use that as an entry. 20 minutes, perfect. 178 calories used for ice skating. So I added that, which will give me a larger deduction because it burns up calories. So that was my day, guys. I drank a lot of water yesterday. I'm just going to show you that. You can enter your water on the right-hand column, right up here. So this is where you're going to enter your water amount. And I drank at least that yesterday. Each time I drink water, I tried to add it. If you're drinking straight soda water, you can add that to your water consumption as well. And I had soda water yesterday, and I had regular water in my water bottle. So make sure you guys have a good water bottle, something like this, a large thermal flask, and then you can drink that water throughout the day. So that was my day. I will check in with you guys tomorrow and let you know how I did today. You can switch these metrics, like these net values: protein 14, protein 103 fat, 1278 calories total, net calories yesterday. That's less exercise. If I took the total consumed right here, then it was 2392, which is 296 over. But because I was exercising and doing other activities, that gave me a credit. So it's okay to look at the net values and just see how you're doing with that. And that should always be in check for you. Here's your net values in a ring to show you how you did. And this will show you a trend throughout the week. You can switch this from calories to other metrics like protein or carbs, that kind of thing. So we'll leave it at calories for now. And right there, it's showing me that I had 1,278 net calories yesterday. Now, if you want to focus more on carbs, because that's something that you're working on, then total carbs would be where you would want to be. And this will show you your total carbs and how you're doing. 81 yesterday net carbs versus 104, which I'm allowed on the diet, and the ratio that I have, carbs to protein to fat. So I'll put a link to setting up your account and how to choose the different types of diets in the show notes. And I'll do another video on that down the road too. So I'm done logging for today. This is a good example of how to manage a day. So it was a good day yesterday. You can see the confetti there. And I'm just going to go over and show you guys the book that I was referring to. This is on Amazon. It's called The 100-Day Diet. It's the book of how I lost over 30 pounds. It was 32 in 100 days. So there you go. And you've got the Kindle version, the audiobook version, and the paperback. And then if you want to take my course, I'm pre-selling the course right now. And so you can go to this landing page, which I'll put a link to. It tells you more about the course. It tells you more about the lessons you're going to learn in the course. the different classes, going over what I just went over with you in more detail. And right now, you can sign up for this course as an early bird. There's 11 days left, and you just have to click here to sign up for that course. And when it's released on the 15th, you'll have access to it. The regular price after the 15th is going to be $299. So that'll be the full price after the launch. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. Tomorrow I'll go over how I did today using Carb Manager. I'll go over my weight using the scale. I'll have some videos for you guys on smoothies and how to weigh your food and make food choices at the grocery store. All the good stuff you need to succeed, to lose weight and get in better shape. If you have any questions, DM me or leave some comments in the show notes. Do subscribe to this channel and like the video on YouTube, as well as our podcast channel. Subscribe to our podcasts. And on social media, please follow me. I'll be talking more about the foods I'm eating, how to achieve your goals, and some of the other resources I use. So thanks very much for joining me today, and I hope to talk to you guys soon.